Joe again. It's still Friday, December 8th, and I'm still doing the other section here. This is looking down the stairwell from the above. I can see the vestibule down there that has 4 doors. The front door, the magic door, into the finished part of the building. And then the door to my former bedroom, and then, which is now a guest room, and then the one to the cellar. The big challenge on the stairwell, or the next challenge, is going to be putting the ceiling up first, because the ceiling was hard to get down just because I was over this huge gap. And at that time I didn't have the sheetrock up, and I laid a bunch of boards there. I'm going to basically do the same thing and kind of screw in those so that I can set a platform and temporarily partially close this over, so have a surface on which to put my sawhorses. I'm still having trouble getting on a ladder, so I'm not going to bring a ladder in here and attempting to do the ceiling with the ladder. Going along with the ceiling, there will be a ceiling light in the stairwell. Now this particular wall over here is the outside section of the wall that goes to the big bedroom. I'm still going to insulate that, even if it's just for soundproofing. And but that's, that part is kind of done. And then what I'll do is, when I get the ceiling in, I'll put the top sections of sheetrock in first. But I've got some electrical to run behind there before I do that. Then we have the closet over here. Then we get to this other room, which was formerly a bedroom, and they had this chimney cased off. Now in the long run, this chimney is cracked, it's tilting, it leaks water. It's not being used as a chimney, and I'm going to remove that eventually, but not right away. Hard part about taking a chimney down is getting the part down from above the roof line. Next year I'll probably hire somebody to go up there and demolish it above the roof line and then seal off the roof. And then the part from here I should generally be able to remove and toss individual pieces out the window for collection later. I won't have to be bringing them down the stairs or any stuff like that, but that's a longer term project. So now what we did was I got all the stuff moved away from this wall and just starting to put up sheetrock here. And we'll sheetrock this wall. There is going to be a problem over in this area, which this is the side that faces the street, because if you look, you can see where the beams are thicker as opposed to where the supporting structures are not so thick. That's because at some point this building was about 8 feet shorter, and they added an extra 8 feet to the west facing side, I think, when they moved it. And what happened was, this part where the wide part is not square or straight as it continues here, and it takes a little bend. So part of the thing is, when I do the sheetrock there, it's going to be impossible to hide that blemish where the bend is. So what I've decided I'm going to do is build a big closet there. And so the end of the closet will come roughly where that flypaper is, and out flush with the other closet. And then that will make it easier to have something resembling a right angle. Now the other crazy part here, which you really can't see, is the floor on the west edge is roughly 3 inches or more higher than the floor near the stairwell. That would be impossible to totally level out unless I wanted to build a false floor, and there's already a false ceiling above it or below it in the room below. So That's just one of those mysterious things about a house like this. I don't think the place is imminently going to collapse, but it's just the way that they did it when they added on this section was they took expedient steps to keep it moving and figuring that was good enough, and there we are. It's the charm of an old home. Then in this other section here is where ultimately I'm thinking this is a little more level, but basically this other room here is where there'll probably be an upstairs bathroom when the time comes to do the big bathroom problem. Okay.